If y'all are seeing me for the first time, my name is Tracy. I'm the creator and I run our YouTube channel, but I also am the author of our blogs. And if you want like a readable tutorial version of a lot of our videos of what we're all about here at 4D Farms, we're all about faith, family, home, and farm. You can catch us on our blogs at 4dfarms.blogspot.com and 4dfarms.wordpress.com. Do y'all remember the goldenrod that I preserved? It's time to do the straining today. That's what we're going to be doing. This is the jars that's in the vinegar. I have 3 quarts of those. This is the jar that's in the oil. Do y'all see that? How pretty. Oh, let's go this side. How pretty that turned out. Do y'all see that? There's a glare. Look how pretty that turned out. Y'all, it's been 8 weeks. It has been sitting, drawing out all the medicinal properties. So now it's time to strain it. This is what the ones in the vinegar look like. Look at that. I have been enjoying my goldenrod tea that I made. Where did it go? It's around here somewhere. The dry that I put just like in a Ziploc bag, I have been steeping it and making me some tea. This is my new steeping cup. I got it off Amazon, y'all. It's got a nice porcelain lid. Here's my little strainer. Here's the mug. You put your dry tea leaves in here. Your dried herbs, whatever tea you're going to be making. You put it in here. You boil some water. You pour your water over the top of your leaves. This filters your leaves out to where it doesn't come out in your tea. Put your lid on. You set it aside. You let it steep for like 10 to 15 minutes. I know that's a long time to wait on a thing of tea, but y'all, it's worth it. At least give it 10 minutes to draw out all the medicinal properties out of the tea, out of the plant into your tea, okay? If it gets a little cooled off, y'all, these are microwavable. After you take this out and you strain your leaves and things, set it over to the side. These are dishwasher safe. Empty out your herbs, okay? Compost pile, whatever, chickens, whatever. These are hand wash, dishwasher safe. Y'all, if your tea winds up getting a little cooled off or lukewarm, I like mine hot, okay? These are microwave safe too. Put that in the microwave, heat it up just for a minute. Put you some honey in there. Sip till your little heart's content. This is in my Amazon store. I'm going to carefully put this back over here because that is mine. The girls don't get to sippy-doo out of that. That is strictly mine. If they want some tea and they want to learn how to start steeping their own tea, y'all remember the little things that I showed you? I have one apiece for them too. Mine is in my traveling box that goes with me, but I have one for each one of them. So if they want to learn, I'm going to start teaching them how to start steeping their own medicinal teas so they can do this exact same thing with it. They like putting honey in theirs. No, they really like those little crystal sugar cubes. They love those things. But I'm like, let's not do a bunch of sugar today. Let's do some good honey that'll soothe your throat too. So this is theirs. And we have our own little spoons that when we have our tea party, y'all, I have a real China tea set for me and my girls, okay? We do real tea parties around here, and especially during the summertime or just times when there's seasonal allergies and their throat gets a little itchy and so are I think I need some warm tea. Okay, sweetheart, I'll get you some. Let's have a tea party. They're all for that, okay? So, That's mine. I bought me one of those, but just for times when they're not here and we don't have tea. Ooh, y'all, that sun is coming in. That looks so wonderful. For times that we have tea parties, then we use our China tea set. And then I have the tea bags, but they're going to start learning how to steep their own tea too. I purchased some yarrow and some echinacea from a natural health food store. So at times when they're going to be running some fever, something like that, y'all, wintertime, it's RSV season, whooping cough, all them viruses and stuff that comes from the schools, and these kids, hey, how you doing? Okay, and they share toys and stuff, okay? Those germs, okay? I'm going to start teaching them how to steep their own tea. They're getting old enough, they can learn how to do that, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to start straining now the goldenrod. You're going to need some supplies. You're going to need a strainer, of course. I'm going to be using a strainer today. I can use cheesecloth, and you can line you a colander strainer with a cheesecloth if you want to, and you can be squeezing out the excess if you want to. The reason why I'm not going to use the cheesecloth is because this is like small plants and material, and it sticks to the cheesecloth. When you get done straining it in a mesh strainer, you just bang that sucker on the trash can or your bowl or whatever, your compost bin, and it comes out really easy. Okay, and this, you can just throw this in the dishwasher, okay? If you want to use a cheesecloth, by all means use a cheesecloth. Another reason why I'm not going to use the cheesecloth is because the one that's been preserved in oil, extracted, infused in oil, I want to make sure I get all of it out. And the oil is going to kind of like stick to the cheesecloth. So I'm like, no, let's use a strainer. Okay, then you're going to need some bowls, of course. This is going to be the bowl I'm going to use to strain the vinegar goldenrod in, because I have 3 quarts of that. This, I only have 1 quart of the oil because I purposely did some for my boys on this batch. I said it in the goldenrod video, poison oak, poison ivy, poison sumac. They can just look at either one of those 3 poisons and break out. They just can get within 10 feet of one of those 3 poisons, and they break out all on their hands. Y'all, they wear gloves. Somehow it's leather gloves, other kind of gloves. No matter what gloves they have bought to wear to do outside work in, they wind up, it seeps through somehow, I do not know, and gets all over their hands. So I made the oil purposely for them, and I'm going to divide it between them. Each one of them is going to get a jar. That's the next thing. You're going to need some jars or something like that if you're doing the oil. Since I'm doing the oil for them, according to how much I get, it's either going to go in a little jelly jar or one of these little salve jars, okay, for them to just like dip in, or a cotton swab, a cotton little round cloth, cotton balls, and then put it on them, okay? They've got big hands, y'all. They're big boys. So depends on how much I get. I need something that's going to be wide enough that they can get a cotton ball or a cotton little round cloth in, or because if their hands are already infected, they don't need to be digging in the oil and infecting the whole thing. So, but I need it wide enough so they can dip in there a cotton cloth or something and put it on their hands. So these are for them. For the vinegar, I told y'all I was going to be making a tincture. On Amazon, I found the tincture amber bottles, okay? I have 3, 6, 9, 12 bottles, okay? Amber bottles. I got these in my Amazon store, y'all. I put them on my Amazon list, in my Amazon store on the list, and the droppers came with them, okay? If you're doing a tincture, You want amber color bottles. I could put it in some kind of bottle like this or something like that, or one of these that I keep my elderberry in. It's time to make another batch of elderberry syrup. That I've already done a video on that. Just know that I got a project list to do, okay? Got to make some more elderberry syrup. So that's what I put my elderberry syrup in. But if you're doing a tincture, you want amber color bottles because you do not want sunlight or natural light, or that is natural light, LED lights, things like that, to start depleting the medicinal properties in it. Okay, so you want to go with a dark color bottle. You can get the blue ones if you want to. Just don't use see-through bottles. Okay, so I purchased specifically for these. Okay, I got these sizes too because I'm going to be dividing these between me and my mother, and she's gonna get some, and I sent her home with 2 quarts in the vinegar. Y'all, me and the Lord's been having a talk about that vodka thing. I'm still convicted. I'm still not there yet. I'm just still going to be using vinegar, okay? I just can't yet, okay? I'm still convicted about that. You do what you want to preserve yours in. If you want to use the vodka, that's fine. I chose to do the vinegar, okay? Now, and I know you're thinking, well, that vinegar's going to taste nasty. Well, y'all, I ain't a drinker. Vodka tastes nasty to me. So, and you can always put it in a drink. You can drop this into a smoothie. It's vinegar. You can disguise the taste. I can put a dropper of it in my tea, okay? If I just drink some echinacea tea, or if I drink just a black raspberry, black cherry flavored tea, you can disguise it in a tea, in a some orange juice, lemon water, something else. Y'all, you can put it in your ice cold tea, okay? I have made some ice cold tea out of my goldenrod, my dried goldenrod. I've actually made a gallon, or no, I've made 2 quarts at a time of ice cold tea using my goldenrod dried leaves. I'm not a warm tea drinker all the time. I like my coffee, but sometimes, like with the girls, we're getting that my throat sore kind of thing, we'll do the medicinal tea. But if I'm like, okay, I really need some goldenrod tea, but I'm not in the mood for warm tea right now. It may be summertime, okay, and you don't want warm tea. Y'all, you can make ice cold tea with your goldenrod tea leaves, okay? I got ladybugs trying to come in, okay? But let's get back to the little bottles. You can disguise your vinegar taste in anything. You can drop this in smoothies, orange juice, pineapple juice. Oh, pineapple juice is, you get a double whammy with pineapple juice. Apple juice, okay, apple cider vinegar, apple juice. You can disguise the flavor of the vinegar, but if you want to do the vodka, you do the vodka, okay? Me and the Lord still discussing that, okay? But you do want a colored bottle for tinctures, okay? Because you want them to keep that medicinal property. You don't want it to start depleting. So I got these off of Amazon. I cannot remember the ounce of these bottles. Let me see. I'll find the box. I think no, the box is right here. What size are these? Hold on, I'll tell you the size. 2 ounce. 2 ounce little bottles. And that's a pretty good size for 2 ounces, y'all. That's a good little size for 2 ounces. That's bigger than what I thought it would be. Okay, so you make your tinctures in these. So we're going to get to start draining these. And these have already been sanitized because they said they ship them sanitized. They're vacuum sealed. So after they were sanitized and put in these boxes and vacuum sealed, nobody else touched these bottles. If they were like open, something like that, I would probably run them through the dishwasher and sanitize them, but I read all about them and they've already been sanitized, ready to open up and use. That's another good thing. And y'all, I think I only paid for these 12, 3, 6, 9, 12, I got to count again. 12 2-ounce bottles. Y'all, I only paid like $10 maybe. Y'all are going to see some trucks leaving the driveway here in just a minute, I think. Farm chores are done this morning. Hubby's got to run to the grocery store right quick because I got some baking to do. So, something to mash. If you are not going to use a cheesecloth, okay, you're going to want to mash, okay? If you're doing a cheesecloth, you can let it drain. There goes one. And then you can be squeezing it out, okay? Let's see. It's somebody, one of them's trying to call. But I don't know why I didn't get it on my watch. Okay. Anyway, you're going to need a masher, okay? Okay, so I think I'm going to do the vinegar first because I don't want to, it's okay to get vinegar in the oil, but I don't want oil in my vinegar in my tinctures. Does that make sense? To kind of taste. So we're going to drain the vinegar first. So, and then something to pour, and I'm probably going to have to find my funnel, which is, we'll see if this goes down into the bottles. If not, I'll have to find a smaller funnel or just gently pour this into the bottles. Something that has like a little small spout. We'll see if this works or not. If this don't work, we'll find something else. Let me get y'all down a little bit where you can see the process. Give me a second to adjust the camera down so you can see. Okay, I've also got a crock pot of supper going on back there. Okay, vinegar, vinegar, vinegar. Let's just read the labels again because I just want to make sure that I am not, I need a knife because this has been sitting for a little bit, so I need to make sure, I need a knife. There we go. All right. This has been fermenting, so it's sealed. There we go. All right, it came up and it kind of gave me a little pop. See? All right, and we're just going to pour this in here and start the straining process. There goes the second vehicle. All right, now we're going to have to get this out of the jar. I'll just use this knife. And we are going to, now I don't personally like the smell of vinegar, but y'all, for medicinal purposes, I'll get that out of there in just a minute. I think I can handle this. Oh, y'all, that goldenrod, I can still smell it. I got a stem in there that I'll have to get out. Now, y'all, you can try to fill this up with vinegar one more time and possibly, I think that just didn't work, did it? I'm going to have to strain that again, y'all. My thing keeps falling. Might have to strain that again. Stop. You stay there. All right, let me mash this a little bit out first. Yeah, I'll have to strain this again because I just dropped it in there. All right, we are going to mash. Oh, I'm sorry. Where was I? We can probably, you can get 2 batches out of this, y'all, 2 times. You could probably put this back in the jars and put some more vinegar in there and try to draw out remaining medicinal properties. There we go. I'm going to need a bowl to put. You just keep mashing until you see that it's not going to strain out anymore. And like I said, if you want to run this through one more time, yeah, I'm going to have to strain that again. Let me get another bowl to put the scraps in, okay? All right, I got a bowl to put the scraps in. That's good. We are going to have a bunch. We're going to have a bunch. I'm going to have to strain this again, y'all, because my thing fell off in there. All right, the rest of it's coming out. I may test a batch, y'all, and just maybe test a jar to see if I can draw out some more medicinal properties. I may test one jar. Take these scraps, put them back in this jar, and test one more jar to see if I can draw out more. I wouldn't do it more than twice. And for the sake of your time, we will do just one jar of the vinegar, and then I will do the jar of the one with oil in it, just for video purposes and educational purposes. The other 2 jars I will do after this when the camera is off. But now I gotta go right back through and strain this again because my strainer fell over in there. Let me do that right quick and get this as pure as possible, and we will start bottling some of this up. Okay, I double strained this again, y'all. Poured it back in here. I got all of the scraps back into this jar, and we are just going to test a second batch. But like I said, I wouldn't do this more than 2 times, okay? Because the more you do it, the weaker it's going to start getting. So this is just going to be a test batch. So I'm going to lay that over to the side. We will add some more vinegar to that later. And just like we did in the previous video where I showed you how to do that, I'll do a second batch. All right, now I am going to start showing you how we are going to put this in the little bottle. See that? Really pretty. And I know what you're thinking. You got 3 quarts. You only got 12 little bottles there. You're going to have some left over. Guess what? Y'all, I saved jars. This is an old olive oil bottle. I did not take the label off. I can just write over it, put a new label on it. But you see the color? I save jars. My husband is always like, what are you going to do with all these jars? Trust me, darling, one day they will be used. And today's going to be one of those days. He's going to be so proud of me, and I'm going to prove a point. Okay, I don't let things go to waste around here, y'all. If I think I repurpose things, if I think I can use it for something else, we're going to use it for something else. Okay, now let's see if this is going to pour in here, or if I'm still going to have to pour some in here. I may have to find a really small funnel. Y'all, look at that golden, look, of course it was apple cider vinegar. It was already golden color. But y'all, through the vinegar, I can smell the goldenrod. So I know it pulled all those medicinal properties out. Let's see if I can do this without making a mess. Make sure you have a good, narrow little pour spout. I'm going to say up to the neck. Goldenrod tincture. I will put some labels on these. Okay. I'm going to fill up a few bottles. I'm probably only going to fill up, you know what? For me, I only need 1 bottle. Okay? My remaining, what I'm going to have a big batch because I got 2 more quarts to drain, is going to go in here. My purpose is this will go up somewhere out of light, fluorescent light, natural light. It's going to go up in a closet, in a pantry. Okay? Keep it dark. So when I run out of tincture in my dropper bottle, this will be my refillable bottle. That's what I'll do for me. These bottles, I've got some more tinctures I'm going to make eventually. So these are going to be for some other things. I am going to give my mother some of these so she can make her a couple. And then just keep reusing the bottles and the droppers. And then I will find her an amber bottle where she can put her leftover in. if family or friends or someone gets sick, I can gift them a tincture bottle, okay? And they can have the bottle for medicinal purposes. I say, hey, bring your bottle back to me. I'll fill it back up. So gifts, one for me, couple for my mama, so she can do the same thing for her. There's my amber bottles. Okay, so the rest of this, and I only need one just for my purposes. I don't need 2 open bottles of tincture. One for me, couple for my mama, and then the rest of them, family and friends. Get you want some goldenrod tincture? Okay, I'll gift you one. Keep your bottle. Don't throw it away. Bring it back to me. Okay, and then like I said, I've got some more herbs that I'm going to be doing the exact same thing with, for making some tinctures for medicinal purposes. Okay, so those will be reserved. The rest of this, I'm going to strain these other 2. What's left is going to go in this bottle right here. Then we'll get started on the oil for my boys. And there you have it, y'all. I actually have a little more left over, but it's not enough to fill up a quart jar. So I do have some more brown bottles in my stash. Thank you, Jesus. And refillable. There is my goldenrod tincture in my dropper bottle. And refillable in another amber bottle. Okay, I will find another, it was just a little bit. I will find another bottle to pour the remainder of this in, and I will be good to go, y'all. This may last me 2 years, y'all. So, now we've washed everything because let's get started on this. I don't want vinegar smell into my oil for my boys because they do not like the smell of vinegar. So this has been washed. This has been washed. My strainer has been washed. Where is it? So is my masher. Where did I do it? Okay, here it is. And everything's been dried. So that way I don't get any water in the oil. Okay, I don't want it to go rancid. Okay, so we're dry, washed. I don't want vinegar smell in there. So we are going to do the same process with the goldenrod. Ooh, that is, ooh, see, it was fermenting, y'all. That just popped off real quick. Ooh, y'all. That is an infused oil right there. That is awesome. Let's see if I can do this without spilling this. Okay. Now, I'm going to do this same process. And y'all, since I made this batch for them, I'm actually going to do a test batch on this again. Oh, you did that too. Y'all make sure you get a strainer that will not fall off into your bowl. I'm going to have to do the same thing with this one that I did with the vinegar. That smells good, y'all. Where was I? Again, I got interrupted by falling debris in my oil. Okay, I'm going to do a test batch with this in the oil and possibly make a second batch for me. Remember we said it was good for inflammation? See? Y'all, if you didn't want to use olive oil, you can use a scented. If you're going to put this on your skin and you don't want to walk around smelling like an olive, you can do this in coconut oil, jojoba oil, palm oil, another scented oil that, you know, might smell a little better on your skin. But y'all, some Italians, I'm going to tell y'all, medicinal properties, their number one go-to oil is olive oil. And they put it on their skin just like it don't matter. But since this has also been infused with goldenrod, y'all, it is smelling. It doesn't smell all like olive oil, walking around like a olive branch. You can smell the goldenrod in here, y'all. Now, since this is oil, it is going to take longer to strain. So I am going to have to really smash this. And this is where, y'all, if you, like I said, if you want to use the cheesecloth, use the cheesecloth to where you can grab it and wring it out with your hands. I, for one, really today don't want, you know, oily hands. So I am just going to be working with this until I get all the oil strained off of this. What's left over? Now this leftover is going to go back into this jar. I'm going to make a second batch. Get a strainer that won't fall in your bowl, okay? I'm having technical difficulties today. Well, here we go. Once again, I'm getting distracted by debris. I'm going to throw the remaining scraps into my compost pile, into my garden. I'm going to keep working with this, y'all, until I get all of this strained out and smushed out like I want it. Providing I don't have any more technical difficulties, do the same thing and then show you how we're going to put these in these jars. I'm going to use mine. See, I got interrupted again. Squirrel. I'm going to use mine for inflammation purposes, for my arthritis, like my knees. And then I've got like a knee wrap. Sometimes I have to wear on my knees, y'all. Velcro knee wrap I bought from Walmart. I can put some of this on there and put like a bandage or something, like some gauze wrap, and then put my brace on. Anything. If I've wake up with a stiff shoulders, you know, those frozen shoulders that women have trouble with when they're going through menopause. I've been suffering with that a little bit, y'all. With the frozen shoulders, I can rub some of that on my shoulders and rub it in really good. It helps with all of that. Sore and achy muscles and joints. Yes, inflammation, y'all. That's what the oil is for. Topical uses. Now, if you want to put this in something, like something that you're cooking maybe, you absolutely can do that. Do that one more time. And we're going to go to the woodshed. You absolutely can, but mostly preserved in oil is for topical uses. I'm just going to keep working with this. We're going to have a come to Jesus meeting if it does that one more time. And then we're going to start jarring this up, okay? All right, y'all, I've got it. I've pressed as much of this out as I can. It's okay if there's just a little bit left in there, because I'm fixing to put this right back in here, pour some more olive oil in here, and start on the second batch, and that's it. All right? And then I got to strain this a second time, okay? So this is fixing to go back into here, okay? All right, y'all. I got the leftovers smooshed back into this jar. Gonna fill this back up with oil. Make sure I've got the oil. Oh, this is the one with the oil. That's the one with the vinegar. I'll make a second batch. This is what I've got for them. Look at that. They may wind up getting 2 jars apiece, because I got a pretty good amount here. This is a 2-cup measuring, or is that 2? I think that's 2, y'all. That's Pioneer Woman's. I think it's a 2-cup, and it's a little over the 2-cup line. So first, I'm going to fill one boy one, the other boy the other one. If I have some left over, I'll do it in the little smaller jars. Maybe they'll get 1.5 apiece. Or let's see how much we can get for each boy. Woo! I got to pour in a little. Oh, nope. I don't like this pour spout. I'm going to have to do this the best way I can, y'all. If any comes leaking out here, it's going to go in that other bottle. Let me see if I can tilt it. Oh, still going to do it. I'm making a mess, y'all. Get you a better pour. Oh, we got 2. Let's see how much I can get in this one. They got 1 little jar apiece. There's one little bit in this. I got to clean these jars up, y'all. There's that one. There's that one. They've each got 1 and a little quarter when they get done using this. There we go. Oil doesn't pour out very good out of spouts, obviously. I only wasted just a teeny tiny bit. Each one of them has got, I'm OCD, y'all. I got to make sure these are even. I'm OCD. That one has just a teeny tiny bit left in it. Hold it. There we go. I will clean these up. And then I am going to put the lids on these, put their names on them, and they have something for poison oak and poison ivy to put on their skin. Y'all, if you want to make a salve out of this, let me turn y'all up here and we'll talk just a minute. You can make a salve out of these, and that's probably what I will do next instead of the oil. Right now, I'm just using the resources that I have learned so far. I do not know how to make salves, but I would love to get into it, so that's the next thing I'm going to learn. Right now, I just learned how to preserve them in vinegar or vodka and oil. That was my first steps. My next steps, I want to get into making some salves and some butters, hand lotions, things like that. I want to expand my knowledge, y'all. I want to be full of wisdom, okay? That's what that gray hair is for. I want to be full of wisdom and knowledge. That is a goal that I have set for myself. If I can learn it, I want to learn it. I want to do it. If it's a failure, it's just a failure. I'll tweak it. We'll try again. Don't be afraid to try new things, okay? That is one of my biggest problems. Okay? I don't like change. Sometimes things are intimidating, like sourdough, okay? It's still intimidating to me. But if I really set my mind on something and say I'm going to do something, you bet your bottom dollar I'm going to figure it out. We're going to learn today. Okay, so I'm going to make a second batch out of these two. See if I can get some more out of it. We just made Goldenrod tincture. Got some left over. This is probably going to last me 2 years. Unless I gift some more to family and friends that are interested in some. Okay? And then, when somebody gets sick around here. Okay? I'll have plenty. All right, if I start sharing, then it may only last me a year. We'll do this again next year. And then now my boys have some oil right now to start putting on their hands in emergencies. And instead of that calamine lotion, y'all, they get so desperate sometimes they put bleach on their hands. Okay? I got one son that used so much bleach one time. The bathroom counter in there's got some little bleach spots in it. So we have to replace a bathroom counter. But y'all, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. But when I read this and I started researching the benefits of Goldenrod, I'm like, okay, we're going to do something. We're going to learn. So that's what I'm doing, y'all. I learned this. I researched. I learned. I tried it. Now we're good to go. So there you have it. I got a mess now to clean up. I've got to put lids on these, label them, put these in a dark spot, put these somewhere where the boys can, next time they come over, I can send them home with them. I'm going to make a second batch out of this. That is how you make Goldenrod tincture using a vinegar. You can use vodka. That's how you strain it. This is how you can make a topical ointment or a rub, okay? There you go. That is the last process that we're doing on our Goldenrod. Next year, if I run out next year, I'll go harvest some more from somewhere, and we'll do this process all over again. And like I said, you can disguise the taste of the vinegar in here. I disguised the taste. I had a lady to send me a tincture when I got really bad sick one time, and I was like, this is vodka. This is vodka. And I had to disguise the flavor, okay? I really did. I had to disguise the flavor, or I just had to put my big girl panties on and, okay? So, but it's medicinal purposes, y'all. And you just do what you got to do sometimes. So, that is it for the Goldenrod. Y'all go research it, study it. I've just showed you. Go back and watch the video. I'll tag it at the end of this one here somewhere at the end. Click on that one and it'll take you straight to that video. And you can learn. We have a long chit chat, y'all, in that video. Get you a pen and a piece of paper if you want to know all about Goldenrod, because I take you from harvesting, then how we dried it, after I dried it, how we stripped it all off of the stems, and how we separated all of it, how we dredged it in vinegar, and then we did the other in olive oil, and then I showed you how I took the dried and I just put it up. I explained how to make the tea and everything. Catch that video if you're interested in all the medicinal health properties of goldenrod. That's a wrap, y'all. I will see y'all in the next video. Happy harvesting whenever your goldenrod.